Hey everybody, Tim Norris here, aka GreyElephant.
And Carmen Norris.
And welcome to another exciting playthrough by GreyElephant Gaming. What are we playing today?
Today we're playing Role Player.
Roll that beautiful bean footage. That's right, I actually bought this one. Saw it on Miniature Market, and I was like, it looks kind of cool, so I hit, put it in the cart, and I did it, which I'm glad because it sold out the next day. But at the same time, was it a good purchase? Well, we're going to go through and play head-to-head a full game, and then we'll come back after the game, and we'll give you our thoughts of what we think. Good? All right, here we are playing Role Player, and as usual, I am joined by my gorgeously beautiful wife.
Hello.
Is that a double thingy? Gorgeously beautiful?
A double thingy.
Yeah. Let's talk about the game.
It's a bit redundant.
Redundant.
Is that what you were thinking?
Yeah, redundant. I am a dragonkin. Notice I am rawr. I am ferocious. Now, if I wanted to, I could be. I think that's a male dragon. I'm not sure. I don't know if it really matters because see, if I flip it to the other side, I can be. I think a girl. That looks more like a feminine dragon, wouldn't you think?
Girl dragon.
Yeah, and it doesn't really matter. You can just choose to be a male or a female. It doesn't matter. I'll just leave it on this side because, I am totally confident in my manly ability that I can play as a female and it doesn't make me weird. Okay, so I am a dragonkin, as I said. Now, what the purpose of this game is that we are trying to fill up all of these attribute slots with dice, and we are trying to, okay, there's quite a few things, but one of the things we're trying to do is that we will put dice in all these attribute spots, and then we're going to attempt to try to make the numbers that we place there equal the numbers that are here on these this class card. Sorry guys, I'm still not 100% used to what these areas are. The attributes, class, backstory, alignment, and I'll try to make sure I get them correct as I explain. So for instance, this one right here says that as a strength, I need to have at least 18 or more pips in these 3 slots. Now, given the fact that I am a dragonkin, I do get a bonus to my strength. So as long as I have 16 worth of pips here, I will hit that number, okay? Because it gives me a +2. The problem is my dexterity, though, if you notice, it goes down. I have to hit a 16 or 17, which means I do have to have 3 6s in this slot here to be able to hit this, because I get a -2 in my dexterity no matter what. All right, then Constitution, Intelligence, Wisdom, Charisma. I hope I got all those correct, guys. I'm not a big RPG person, so. All right, so I am also a monk. I am enlightened, so I have an ability given the fact that I am a monk, and these are double-sided. So I could have been a bard. Charming. During a round in which you place a die in Charisma, you may buy an additional card from the market, but I decided to be a monk instead. And it says, after discarding a card from the market, you may take any attribute action. What do I mean by that? Well, whenever you place a die in one of these spots, you get the ability that's over here to the right. So for instance, if I place here in the strength column, I can change a die from one side to the other. I'm not going to go down each one of these, okay? But we will explain them as the game plays, but just know that every time you place a die, you're going to be able to use the ability that's over here to the right. Now this here is my backstory, so let's see what my backstory is, and we're going to go over Carmen's character too after we're done with mine. I am resilient. A deadly plague has decimated your village and left no survivor except for you. You strike out looking for solace and a new home. Oh, that's so sweet. All right, so if you notice, we have a bunch of different colored die. These are my starting ones, and I will roll these because we start with 6 in the 2-player game, and then we place those to kind of get our character started. We'll do that off camera though, but to show you. But just we start out with those, and then we start out with money. Now we also, because these are golden ones, we'll get extra money. You get 2 extra gold for every gold, 2 extra money for every gold you pull out. Now what we're trying to do is we're trying to match the colors though to the spots here on our backstory card. So for instance, if I put for the Constitution. Is that right, Constitution? If I place a black one here, a black die, then I'm going to meet that requirement. Now, depending on if I get all 6 of these slots filled correctly, that's how many victory points I'll get at the end of the game. The whole goal here is to score the most victory points, guys. This is my alignment. So, I am a dragonkin. I am a protector, monk, and I am resilient. That's what my character is in whole. So the way that this works is as we buy cards, it could possibly move our alignment around. And if you notice, we start up here, we're good, we're lawful, we're evil, we're chaotic. I need to try to end the game up here on good. So I'm a protector. I'm a good guy. And if I do, I gain 3 victory points. However, if I get a little mischievous and evil, then I could possibly end there, which would be no good because then I'm going to lose victory points. All right. That's the gist of some of the things that are about my character and the game. Now we will cover the market and initiative and all that. But first, why don't we take a look at Carmen's character and let her explain what she has.
Okay, I am a human, and I have chosen the male because he looks like Aragorn.
He's got greasy hair. It's nasty.
From the Lord of the Rings movies. And I am a free spirit, which means that I am completely chaotic. I do not try to align with anything. I'm just, I'll do whatever I want.
Hey, we had a question, guys, just real quick off camera. So as long as it's in the center, like if it goes there, would that make her neutral chaotic or chaotic neutral? Would that be right? Or is it just flat out chaotic?
I'm trying to remember.
So like if she went there, wouldn't you be like chaotic good?
Chaotic good,
right?
Yeah.
But if you were there, would it be chaotic neutral? I don't really know.
I seem to remember that this would be neutral good.
Right.
But that there's like a different, that's not neutral chaotic, that there's like a different word for it. I don't know. I'm probably going to remember as soon as we turn the camera off. Okay, and I am a thief, and my ability is shrewd, which means, well, I'm going to get extra gold during the game. We'll worry about that whenever we show you what things do. Right. And then here's my backstory. I am a rift walker. You come from another dimension. You have a strange tattoo that glows bright blue when in close proximity to treasure. So my story kind of works together, I'm a rift walker, a thief, and a free spirit.
Yeah, yeah, I liked mine too, a protector, monk, and resilient.
Yeah,
I thought
pretty cool.
Yeah, it worked out well. All right, so what we do is we're going to take our 6 starting dice, we're going to roll these, and then we're going to place them in our little slots here to get our character started. That's not something you guys really need to see. So one thing you do note is that if we ever do, we have to start on the left and work to the right with the dice. So that means I can't just put a die here, okay? It has to start here on the left and work over. Once you do fill the spot in the very far right of a row, you will get, if you notice it's got like a gold border, you will get a gold coin to put in your treasure. If you did draw out a gold die, you will get 2 extra pieces of gold. Yeah, so I get 6 extra at the start of the game, so I'll have 11. So we're going to roll these and place them, and we'll be right back, guys. All right, guys, so we've gotten our starting ones out, and I did collect an extra gold for this. Now, we do not get to use the abilities to the right at this stage. They will come into play now that we are going to start the game. Now you notice we've got 3 dice on here on the initiative cards. The reason is because Carmen is first player. She'll draw 3 dice out of the bag. She'll roll them. You put the lowest numbered dice in the left and the highest numbered die on the right. This will be the market. This phase will come after we're done with this phase right here, okay? Now what's going to happen is that Carmen's going to select the die, and then I'm going to select the die, and then depending on what the number is that you selected is going to depend on who gets to go first into the market. Now before we do that, I just wanted to show you guys kind of where we're at. So roll. Start player draws and rolls dice, placing them on the initiative cards. That's exactly what Carmen just did.
And it has to be in order. Did you point that out?
Mm-hmm. The lowest to the left and the highest to the right. And if there is a tie, then it's the roller's discretion. Now, if you notice, the middle one gets a gold. It's only the middle one that'll get a gold. So if you take that one, then you do get the gold piece. In turn order, each player chooses an initiative card, place the die to the leftmost space of the attribute row, gain any gold, take associated attribute action. Okay, that's where we're at right now. So this is not something I feel like I like to pressure Carmen with unless she already knows what she wants. If you know what you want, go ahead and grab it, but let's let her decide and she'll take the control of the camera.
So the decision is kind of difficult, because if you want your initiative, you have to go with a low number on the dice, and it's hard to meet these numbers if you keep taking low numbers on the dice.
Yeah.
But I'm just going to go ahead and take initiative. I'm going to take the 1, and I will put this die here.
Now, what does that give you as well?
Now, because I took that die, I get 2 gold.
Because it's a golden die. Yep.
Okay. Now, because I placed this here, I get to use this attribute, which means I can flip a die over to the opposite side, And looking at my goals, I'm going to take this one and flip it over to a 6.
Okay, and then I want you to make sure you paid attention to your thief's ability.
When placing a gold die on your character sheet, you gain 4 gold instead of 2.
Right, so instead of just 2, you actually gain 4 each time, so.
Sweet. Look at me. I'm already
I'd have been more.
rolling in the money.
Yeah, you are. All right, and then for me, something I want to kind of help you guys understand why I'm going to do this. It's twofold. My color's purple, okay? So every purple die that I have on my character board at the end of the game is going to give me a victory point. So I want to take the purple one for that reason. Now, it's actually another reason why I'm taking it. I want this gold. And then there's also an additional reason even beyond that. Carmen already told you what the strength ability does. It allows you to flip a die, so I know I could turn this into a 6 as soon as I start placing dice up here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to place it right here on my Constitution, because I need a 17 or an 18 there. Right now I've only got 5, 6, 7, but as I start placing dice up here, I'll flip these over to 6s, and then I'll make that requirement for that to happen, okay? Now, because I did place that there on the gold spot, I do gain an additional gold, all right? This last one here just goes away, and it goes back into the bag. Did I tell you that we draw them out of the bag? I should have, because they do get drawn out of the bag. So we don't even know what color dice are going to be.
Did you do your attribute action?
I did not. The attribute action would allow me to either increase or decrease one of the dice here that are on my player board. I want to increase, because if you notice right here on my intelligence, I am 5, 10, 13. I need a 14 plus. So I'm going to turn that into a 4. And now I know I've already hit my intelligence. Boom, I'm a smart dragon. I'm a smart lady dragon. Okay, so in initiative order, we get to go into the market. So let's take a look at some of the cards here real quick so you guys can kind of understand what we're looking at. So we've got armor cards denoted by the bottom of the card. See, it says right there, armor. We have weapon cards. It says weapon. Now, if you notice, it's got 2 hands. The reason why that's important is because you can only hold a weapon in each hand. So this would take up your entire... you can either have 2 one-handed weapons or just one single two-handed weapon. Did I say that right? Courageous, which would be a trait. And then we also have something that's missing, which would be skills. We'll go over on how all of these work as the game commences. So Carmen does have first choice. Let's go over to her and see what Carmen wants to pick.
Well, I could take the leather boots and keep them away from Tim, because we are black and purple, and you get a bonus for...
yeah, just one victory point, though.
It's only 1 victory point total. But if you gather all of them, then you get quite a few victory points.
I know what you're going to take.
You know what I'm going to take. I'm going to take this.
Oh, wow, really? Now, see, I thought you were going to take the heavy crossbow.
No, okay. I've taken that before. This one is really good for the end of the game. And let's see, that's going to make my... See this little arrow here? When you buy this card, you have to actually move this up 1, and that is what that
Now,
means.
what happens if it's already up there?
If it's already up there, then you cannot buy the card.
Yep, because you can't move it.
You can't even see that because it's black, but I have to pay 3 gold for that.
Mm-hmm.
And in the past, I've taken the heavy crossbow, but I decided...
Yeah, you took it the last game. I was kind of surprised.
And this is a trait. So this is going to go down here at the bottom because that is traits, and if you notice in the end game scoring, that is one of the ways you get points, but this one's not going to give me points.
Yeah, well, it could. I honestly thought she was going to take this heavy crossbow because it allows you to buy things from the market cheaper, but I think she's depending upon the fact that her character being the thief, she's going to have plenty of gold to spare. Carmen's right. I'm going to go leather boots. I've done it every game, and so far I am 3-0 in this game, so... Yes, Carmen, I have beaten you 3 times in this game. So I am going to go leather boots. If you notice, as you collect the set, so if I can get all 4 pieces, I will score 8 victory points plus 1, so I can score 9 total victory points for this. This is going to require some
hate drafting.
So Carmen will hate draft on me in this game, I'm sure, to keep me from getting that happen. So this now will go away. Now what happens is Carmen should have returned, or I should have returned, sorry. And we will put another gold on there, and then it goes to me. So now I will be first player. We're going to put 3 new market cards out. 1, 2, and 3. And I will draw 3 new dice. We will roll them. We will put them on here in order of their value. And then when we come back, I will have chosen one, and we'll go back into round 2. And as much as I would love that white 6, I'm going to go purple again because it does work with my character. So it's a victory point every time I do this. So there's really no sense in me passing up a point when really the other 2 are not highly beneficial. That 6 is nice, but I want the victory point. So let's see. Where do we want to put the purple, though? That's always the thing. Where do you want to put it after you have it? So given the fact it's only a 2, it's not giving me a whole heck of a lot of value. So I'm going to have to put it someplace where I can actually try to utilize it best. What I think I'm going to do is I'm just going to place it right down here on my charisma. So what that does is it gives me one of these little thingies here. And that allows me to buy something for $1 less or 1 less gold coin. So I'll put that right there, and then we'll go over to Carmen and see what she chooses.
I'm going to take this because it's a 6.
Yeah.
And because it's a white die. Oh, wait. No, white doesn't help me. Why was I... Because it was white in the last game.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to help. I thought it was my color.
Oh, no.
I'm black, not white.
Yeah. I'm black, not white.
Oh, man. Well, that kind of stinks.
Well, it is a 6. Do you want to rethink that real fast? Why don't you turn the camera back off and rethink it if you like?
I'll keep it. It is a 6. I'm going to put it over here in intelligence because that is going to allow me to re-roll a die. And I am going to re-roll this one because it is not enough. And now watch this.
It'll be lower.
Every time.
That's why I hate it. It's the worst skill.
Time.
Yep. I hate it. Off camera, Carmen blamed the fact that I hit the water bottle on the fact it became a 2.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, that's what she does. Okay, so what I want to do now is I think I'm going to buy, because I am the first into the market, and I'm going to buy the quarterstaff because it says when completing an attribute row, gain 2 additional gold. So I'll get 3 gold every time I complete a row. So that's pretty good. Now this is only going to cost me 3 because I have that coin, this thingy here, so... I wanted this one, but that's, it's hard to do things like that, man. To try to get the same color, because what it says, gain 2 victory points for each attribute row with 3 of the same colored dice. Man, the thing that stinks is I do have 3 yellows and 3 purples. You know what? I'm going to do it.
Oh
I am going to go for it. And then that'll just cost me 1 additional gold. So, because it was 4 instead, it's 5 instead of the 4. Now, it does move, unfortunately, me down. And that puts me on the -3. So, we're going to have to do something about that, though, because we can't let that happen. So, all right, Carmen, let's see what she buys.
I'm going to go with foolish because, let's see, that's going to move this over to here. And the reason is because you gain 2 points if either your intelligence or your wisdom attribute score is 8 or less. Now, all this is going to do for me, I don't have any dice in wisdom yet. And that is going to allow me to ignore the fact that I want this high number. So I can take some lower dice now to fill out wisdom, and I will still get 2 points for it. So that's why I'm doing that. I mean, it's not really going to give me any additional points, but it is going to free me up quite a bit. I love it when I get to place the dice. And then I get to choose which one I want.
And then I take Tim's leather gloves.
I'm going to take this. And
that does give you 4 coins.
Going to give me 4 coins.
Yep.
See how
your
nice
thief
that is.
ability.
You know what? I didn't decide where I was going to put it because I was looking at the market. I was too busy looking at the market, and I was like, I want to be the first player so that I can steal those leather gloves from town.
I know.
And
You're a mean person.
See, this card, it lets you gain 2 points if you meet those requirements, and it costs 4. This costs 3.
And same points.
And it's going to give me 2 points right off the bat. I don't even have to do anything. So that's what I'm going to buy when I get my chance. But I don't even know where I'm putting this. I didn't get that far.
You were just so happy to hate draft on me.
I was.
You're like, oh my god, this is going to be so funny.
I think I will put it here in wisdom, and that'll allow me to move this. So I will move it down 1. And, I mean, I could be done, but I could also, draft something that'll move it. I don't know if I want to draft something that's going to move it up.
It doesn't matter.
Or
You're in
am I going to draft something that's going to move it over? Okay, well, I'll just put it there, I guess.
All right, so they're the same. The color really doesn't matter for me this time, so I'll just leave that there. We know Carmen's first. So I'm going to take the blue. I'm going to place it here in my dexterity. Now, whenever you do a dexterity, you get to swap 2 dice that are on your player board. So because of this card right here, I want to try to get same colored row of dice if I can. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to swap this one with this one. Now, obviously, that means I don't have my intelligence met yet, but I'll be able to take care of that in a minute, so I'm not too worried about it. So, because my intelligence needs to be at a 14 plus, and I'm only at a 9, 10, 11, I only need 3 more pips. I'll make that happen. But now I know I've got 2 victory points for that row, so that was cool. All right, Carmen, we're in the market phase. She said just keep the camera rolling, and we'll just...
I'm just going to take those.
I'm just going to take those.
Thank you very much.
You're a horrible human being. Okay, so I'm looking at these two. This is the one that Carmen was talking about. Gain 2 victory points if you have at least 1 weapon card, 1 skill card, 2 trait cards, and 1 armor card. Well, I've already got 1 armor, and this would be my second trait, so all I would need is 1 skill and 1 weapon. Great chance I could accomplish this. But the other thing that I'm looking at too is that if I discard this out of the market, I get 2 coins because I didn't buy anything. Plus, after discarding a card from the market, you may take an attribute action.
That's
so
nice.
that's really cool, and that's really tough to decide if I really want this and spend the money, because I'm not sure it's really going to be of great value. The other one I'm looking at is acrobats. Now, I don't like this one a whole lot because you have to increase one and decrease another one. Seems a little funky. So I am going to just discard. That's going to give me 2 coins instead. And now I get to take an attribute skill. So what I'm going to do with my attribute skill is I'm just going to flip this over to a 6. All right, that's what we're saying. Cooking with gas. I asked Carmen off camera if it was okay if I switched instead of these two, bringing the purple down here, is if I could bring the yellow down here instead and put the purple up here. She said it was okay, so now that you guys see that, I left that one and I swapped out the 2 yellow and purple here. So I'm going to try to create a purple row here and then a yellow row here. The reason is because then my purple would be hit for my backstory spot here. Now I will end up missing on my red one here. Most likely, not guaranteed. Regardless, I just wanted to make sure I pointed that out. All right, I'm going to take this blue 2. It will give me a coin, and then I want to place the blue right here. Now that will allow me to swap 2 again. So I'm going to swap this one and this one like that. And that will be it for me, and then I'll be the number 2 in the initiative for the market. So
I guess I'll take this one. I don't know, I hate being last, but so where was I gonna put this? See if I can remember. It's gonna go in dexterity because that allows me to switch dice out. This is not gonna meet my goal for dexterity because that's 16 to 17.
Yep,
So
and you have to hit those either 16 or 17.
I'm gonna switch it right here.
Yep.
There we go. Now I've got 17 for dexterity, and I can still make my goal for intelligence.
So if you want to keep
leave. My intelligence would be 17, so this would just have to be a 6. Okay.
So just real quick, I'm going to
Yeah.
buy Cure Wounds. So if you want to see what that does, it says for me to take this action. In fact, tell you what, turn the camera off and go ahead and give me the camera if you wouldn't mind. The reason I say that is because I'm actually going to use this immediately because it is for immediate use. So I gain the card, which will cost me 3 coins to be able to buy. And now, for me to be able to use this, I have to be able to have my alignment that I must be able to move it up, which I can, because that's denoted by the little arrow here. Now it says increase the face value of 1 die on your class color on your character sheet by 1. So my character class is purple. I have 3 purples on here, so I just can increase that to, in fact, I'll leave that one as a 1. I will increase this one to a 6. I'll make this one a 6. That's a good idea. All right, now that does expend it, so we'll turn it to the side, and then I'll be able to refresh it at the end of this round.
Okay, just real quick, I had placed that, which means I'm supposed to get a gold.
Gold! I love gold!
And now, I'm gonna go do something really crazy, and I'm gonna buy this even though it doesn't match my other armor. So, you can have as much
Still a
armor
victory
as you
point.
want,
Oh,
right?
yeah. You just won't get the
Right.
bonus down there because it's a white or a red class, you're a black class, but you still will get 1 victory point.
One victory point, so
yeah.
there you go.
So you spent 3 money
Sure.
to get a victory point. So
Why not?
all right, so when we come back, it'll be Carmen will be first player.
I love gold.
Yeah. It's working out way too easy for you, man.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah,
That.
it is. That's an awful lot of money.
I don't know. Last game we played, though, I had a ton of money, and I just had no cards that would benefit me that I could buy. So it really didn't work out too hot.
Still.
Okay, so then this is going to go in strength, because I'm just kind of blowing strength, because it's only worth 1 point.
Yeah.
And then
Well, technically you wouldn't have to, because you could flip that to a 6.
I'm going
But
to
still.
flip this over to
To a
a 5.
Yep.
Alright.
And this is worth a point, so I'd rather have a higher value die, plus I'd rather have, you know, it's my class, so I'd rather have that as well. So, and then I think I'm going to put this into my strength column right here, which will now allow me to flip one of the other ones over. So I want to flip this one over to a 5, like that. That's its ability. Okay. So now we will go into the market, and we'll see what Carmen selects.
Well, judging by my board, it's still relatively early in the game, so I think I'm going to take my chances. See if I can get more of these and get more points, even though it's not my class color.
It's not a bad idea.
It's 3. And alright, it is your turn.
And given the fact I'm kind of working on rows, I like this one because I scored 6 points on this in the last game. It's really a good card, but it's kind of difficult to do, given the fact I'm trying to work on rows of the same color. So I think I'm just going to go with a weapon this time. What this will allow me to do is whenever I select the initiative card that has a gold on it, I will gain an additional gold. And if you notice, it's only one hand, so I will be able to still hold another weapon. It only costs 2 gold as well, so it's a cheap weapon, so I like that. All right, when we come back, I will be first player. All right, so this would give me 2 gold to take this one. But I think I want the red one, so I am going to do red because I don't really care about what's in the market. It doesn't really seem like there's anything of much value. I am going to place it. Well, you know what? It's kind of not a very solid idea now to think about it, because that's just going to give me a discount. The reason was because I was matching that silly thing, but now to realize it, it's not as beneficial as I thought. Maybe possibly I should put it someplace else instead. I'll stick there anyways. I wasn't planning on going to the market and buying anything, but maybe I will after all. So that will give me one of these little tokens, plus I do get a gold for filling the final slot there. So, all right. So Carmen will go on the initiative. Let's see what she selects.
Alright, I'm going to take this because it is my color. And I'm going to put it down here because that gives me only 1 pip off from meeting my goal. And that is going to give me this, what? Why are you giving me this?
I'll let you think about that and explain it.
I don't know why.
Because you
I'm
placed in
doing
the
that.
final spot on your board, sweetheart.
Oh, got it. Okay.
Sometimes it's you
I
can
was,
forget.
anyway, I get this, which gives me a discount next time I buy a card from the market.
And it has to be used this round.
It has to be used this round, correct. Okay, so, now, that is it. I get to buy my market card,
Yep,
though,
'cause you go
because I go
first.
first.
Yep.
So I'm going to take this,
So you took cunning. That was the one I was going to take. So
is, you gain a point for each skill card you have. I don't have any skill cards, but, you
Never
know,
know.
I might get some.
everyone you buy from here on
So
out
it's
is a
gonna
victory point.
cost me the 2 coins that I just gained.
Yep. I'm going to go for it. We'll see. We'll see if I get lucky. So it's going to cost me 2. If I get all of my attribute goals completed correctly, I will get 4 victory points. Not a very easy task, but hey, it's worth a shot. I just think it's better than pickpocket. I don't see pickpocket helping me very much. So
And you've got plenty of gold, so.
I do have plenty of gold, so that will only cost me 2 because of my little token here. So let's do that. All right, now this goes back in the bag. This goes away. All right, when we come back, I believe I am first player, or are you? I don't remember who was first player this round. We'll figure it out.
This is a really tough decision. If I take this, I get first choice, and really there's only 1 card up here that I feel is going to help me at all. If I take this, I get lots of money, and I get a 6, which is going to really help me fill out an attribute.
Then that's more victory points, possibly.
I don't know. I guess I'll take this one. I mean, it's really tough decision. I will put it here for intelligence. That gives me 17 for intelligence, which is what I needed.
There's 5 total coins I put in your kitty. There you go.
I got 5 coins for that. That's a lot. Okay, so now I get to re-roll a die, and I'm actually trying to be foolish, so I think I'll re-roll this one. I don't know what else to re-roll. If I re-roll this one, I'll mess it
What
up.
about your strength? Do you want to make your strength higher? I mean, it's a 1 right now.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
But you could place there and turn that into a 6, though.
But I want to turn this one into a 6.
Oh, okay. So then you want to
Yeah,
re-roll
so
that
I'll
one.
re-roll that one, which I have terrible luck rolling. We'll see.
Here, I'll move the water bottle this time. Hey, you got a 4. So you went up 3 pips. That's pretty good.
Ta-da!
So I might as well take the 5. And because I did take the one with the gold on it, that does give me an extra gold. So that gives me 2 instead, which is pretty sweet. I could use that. If I can get it out of there. Alright, so where to put this 5er? Ooh, well, maybe I should have thought of that. Alright, I remember where I wanted to put it. I wanted to put it right here on dexterity. Now, that does also complete this, so that's good. But it also allows me now to swap 2. And I'm thinking I want to swap this red one with this gold one, so that's what we're going to do. That doesn't allow you to take the advantage of the other abilities. It just allows you to swap that one time. Alright, so the reason I did that is because now I have met my criteria for this row. According to that, I am at 14. And 6, 12, 17 on my constitution, so I've met my criteria on that as well. So now I know these 2 are set. I do not want to screw with them anymore, so now I just need to focus on the other 4. Alright, into the market we go. Well, I mean, really, there's only one card in here that's going to benefit me at all. I do not think I want this one, because that would throw off everything. The Jeweled Dagger, you get a +1 value to all gold dice, so that would end up, I believe, what it means is that this would be a 6, and then a 5. No, I am not doing that. Nimble is a victory point, and it is hard to pass up victory points, to be honest with you. But what I think I'm going to do, oh, and then Clumsy, I do not want that, because that's basically, that's purposely failing on an attribute in order to try to gain it. And it says for dexterity or charisma, so I could look over here at what Carmen's doing. She's going to hit her dexterity and charisma, so that'd be silly. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to get rid of this card and move it from the market, because that means Carmen
No,
probably
I don't
wanted
get it. Oh, thanks.
That does give me 2 gold, plus, if you remember correctly, anytime I do that, after discarding a card from the market, you may take any attribute action. So now what I want to do is I'm going to turn this from a 1 into a 6. Now, that completed my intelligence row as well. So now I've got this one, and this one completed. 3 more to do, and then I would actually hit the Loyal Dog card, which Carmen has never been able to do in the past 2 games. She would be so mad if I make this happen. Even if I lose the...
I did hit it. It's just that it ruined the entire game.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, let's see which card Carmen takes, if any.
Well, there's no point to either of these cards for me, so...
I wouldn't take it either. I think it's a
get
dumb
money
card.
for dumping the...
I am so
Market
happy
card.
I screwed you up. Alright, well, I am first to select. I am going to take this blue one, and the reason is because that will give me an additional gold, because I did take the one. My spear, my ancient spear, just kicking in again. So I'll take this one, and this one as well, the initiative. And now I got to place it on my player board, which I am going to actually place it right here. Now, that's the first one I've placed on my wisdom. Now, here's what I am attempting, okay? These 3 right here are complete. I don't want to touch those anymore. However, what I would like to try to do is bring these blue ones down to here so that I could try to make this happen right here. I don't know if it's going to happen or not, but that's what we want to attempt. Now, this is also going to allow me now that I can move my initiative 1 space any direction that I choose. So, Carmen knows that. I know Carmen's probably going to take this white one. It's a good value. She might take the red, though, just because, you know, she might do it just to spite me, and she might do it because she wants to deliberately fail on her wisdom because of her cunning or her foolish card. It would benefit her just the same. So that means she would get first chance into the market. But what would she buy? I don't think she would go for the Mystic Cow. I think she's going to go for either Concentrate or she's going to go for Proud. Proud is just 2 victory points. Now here's the problem with what's going on here. If I move this in the wrong direction, let's say if I move it up or down, I'm going to be locked in. So if I move it up, I can't use my Cure Wounds, which means that if I buy Proud, it would move down immediately, but then I could use Cure Wounds, but you see the dilemma here, okay? So what I'm thinking is that I'm going to probably just move it nowhere. It's my choice.
Oh.
So it's going to stay right where it's at, and we'll put the pressure on Carmen to decide which die she will choose from the market.
Well, I had already made up my mind which die I wanted, and the reason is that I am going for the 6 points here.
You want the white one then?
No, I want the red one. The red one is what I need to
Oh,
put right
for your strength.
there.
Okay. All right, got it.
So I'm going to take this one. Wait, the camera wasn't even aiming at that. And we're going to put it right here.
And that does give you a gold.
Now that messes up my strength, right? But
Well, sort of, because now you can flip one over, which means you could flip it directly over.
my
And
constitution's going to get flipped over because that is worth
3 victory points, right?
2 victory points,
Okay.
whereas strength is only worth 1.
Yeah,
And so
yeah.
I guess I'll just blow strength off.
Okay.
And now, of course, for my
5
choice
money.
in the market, I am going to buy Proud because it's going to give me 2 victory points.
And I put your
Immediately.
money in for you. Mhm.
And that moves this down 1, which I'm really messed up there.
That's all right. So here's the thing. Do I take concentrate and that allows me to take any attribute action, or do I just discard it and not buy anything and waste, save my money? Because if I discard it, I get 2 gold and I can take any attribute action I want anyways. Oh, what a dilemma I face. Now the Mystic Cow though is, it would be worth a victory point. So the benefit, though, I think, is just to get rid of them. This is the first time I've ever done this, guys. I've usually always bought cards. I've never just passed on them that often. So I don't know if this is going to work out in my favor too well or not.
Lets
but
you take an action, though.
yes, it does. Now I get to take any attribute action that I wish. I would like to stop and think about this for a second, and then I'll be right back. So I decided I want to take a strength action, and I want to flip this blue to a blue 5, just like that, because eventually I want to move it down into this row, okay? And I have to have, for wisdom, a 15 or a 16 to be able to complete that. So that's what we're trying to do here. So, all right, that'll end this round. We'll come back. Carmen will be first player.
Okay, well, I actually need a low number, so I'm going to go for this
I
one.
had a feeling you were going to do that.
And that is going to go in wisdom.
Yep.
And that's going to allow me to move this back up into the middle there so that I have all of my choices open to me.
All right, and then for me, I am going to take this white one because I need it. And then I am going to place it right here, which, just like Carmen, will allow me to take a wisdom action to be able to move this thing. I'm going to choose to forego that. I do not wish to move it. So.
Are you going to do Cure Wounds?
Yes, and I'm glad you reminded me.
You
I
keep
kept forgetting to do
forgetting.
that. So I am going to do Cure Wounds, and I am going to change this 5 here.
Oh, it has to be a purple one, doesn't it?
Yes, you're right. It does have to be a purple one. I'm glad you reminded me of that. So why don't we just change this? You know what? That's
You're not going to do it.
That's why it's not important right now. I remember. So, all right, never mind that. All right, Carmen is first into the market.
Well, look what do we have here. That is 4 gold, and that is going to stack with that and give me 2 points. So.
I'll forego buying a card again. I'm going to just discard those 2. That'll give me 2 gold. Okay, now I'm going to flip-flop these 2 here with the attribute action that I get because of my character. Alright, that'll set up the next round. I'll be first player. Alrighty, I think I'll just take this one right here because it does give me a victory point and 2 coins. So, I'll take those, take this. Alright, and then I'm going to place it just directly right here, which will allow me now to flip over the value of one of my dice. So, do I want to do that? Flip it from one side to the other? I guess so. Not really. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? Instead of placing it right here, I think I might just place it right here instead. And, nope. We're going to try to just place it right there. Alright, so now I can flip one. So let's see. I need a 16, 17 here. I'm at 5, I'm at 10, I'm at 15, so plus I'm a -2, so technically I'm at 14. I don't want to touch these 3, so I will just flip that one there to a 4. From a 3 to a 4. So, alright. Carmen?
I'm so glad you didn't take this. That is my color, and I'm going to put it in Wisdom. That's going to give me a gold. And it also gives me this over here. And then I get to take a wisdom action, which is going to move this back over to there. Which I'm really kind of disappointed that I haven't gotten any skill cards, but oh well.
You just.
And now I will get to my beautiful, what is that, a chain gorget? Gorget? I don't know. But anyway, look, check out my armor. I've got everything all equipped. I just need something for my feet. So that was 3. And it's going to end up giving me 2 victory points.
All right, so I am going to use this now to be able to turn this into a 5. So, there we go. And then I am going to buy Compassionate. Gain 2 victory points if your character sheet has all of the 7 possible colors. It does, so that does give me... actually, I'm sorry. That would move me up automatically, so I do need to turn that back into a 4. Otherwise, I would not be able to buy the card. I apologize, guys. So I cannot use that. That's why I've been holding off on using that, just to... because otherwise it prohibits you from doing certain things. So
Maybe you're saying up.
yes, Mom. All right, so when we come back, I believe Carmen will be first player.
Decisions get easier towards the end of the game. I'm going to have to take this because I need that. And I'm going to put it here in Constitution. Any less than a 4 and I'm not going to make it. So there you go. And that's going to allow me to move something up or down. And I already have to move. Let's see, my Charisma needs to be 17 for 3 points. So I need to move this. There we go.
All right, and I'm glad she didn't take this one because that will give me 2 coins. And it was a purple one, which now allows me to place it here again, which means I've now completed another row of the same color. And now I can flip it, so I think I will. I'll flip it over into a 4 automatically. So I am first into the market. This is the card I had my eye on. So increase or decrease the face value of a die on your character sheet by 1 or 2. I need to be able to do that. So I'm going to grab that automatically. That will not move my trait because it doesn't have an arrow up here. It does cost 3 coins, so I'll pay that. Now I'm going to automatically use it, which will move me to the left, unfortunately. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to increase this by 2. So we'll do that. All right. Now we'll see what Carmen decides to buy.
This is cheap and it's very tempting, but to use it I would have to move down and that's not a guarantee, and I'm already on my perfect spot here. I don't know. Well, but it's also a skill. That would give me a point just for buying it. Shoot. That is a tough decision. Because I'm gonna run out of money. See, I don't know, man. I think I'm going to have to pass it up. So,
You just gonna take the coins?
I don't know. I have a bad feeling about passing it up. But
All
okay.
right. When we come back, be last round of the game. All right, I'm not gonna be able to get the loyal card to kick in, so I'm just gonna take this one right here. I gotta give up on that. All right, I'm gonna place it here on this spot, which will move my alignment, and I'm going to move it to the right 1 spot, just like that. That will give me a coin, but then of course I get a bonus coin because of my ancient spears. So, all right. That also gives me an additional coin because I did place on the last spot on this, which I think I forgot to do with my strength, to be honest with you. But it really doesn't matter unless there was a tiebreaker. And in that case, we'll say I did, and then I win the game.
I think I forgot too, honestly, with the last turn.
Let's see which one Carmen takes.
I do not have a choice. I have to take this in order to make this work because my Constitution needs to be 14 or more, and then I need to use that for one of these. What do I need to use it for? Intelligence? My intelligence needs to be 17. Yes. It's hard to remember all this.
Yes.
Tell you what.
Yeah, this is burning my brain.
Okay, and I didn't forget. I remember pointing it out to you guys that I got a coin for that. So Tim's the only one that forgot to get a coin for that. Possibly.
Possibly. Well, I mean, this absolutely sucks, but as much as I would love to take a card, I honestly can't. Because I have to do an action, because I have to take an attribute action, which means I really need to swap this one and this one, because that's worth 4 points to me. If I was going to buy one, I'd buy Famous, because that would end up giving me
3
additional points at the end of the game. And then I could have moved. Oh, God. Now that I think about it, hang on. Give me just another chance to think about this through. Okay, I'm not going to, but I am going to do this, because right now I'm at 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. I'm one short of being able to hit this right here, and that is worth 3 points if I do hit it. I am going to use my knowledge to be able to increase my character sheet by 1 or 2 any dice, so that will move this over 1 spot, which does stink, which means, yeah, it is what it is. Okay, so I'm going to lose basically, it's just a 1 point gain is all it's going to be.
Yeah.
That's the only difference, but it is 1 point, whatever. I don't know if it would have made a difference if I'd have bought that versus swapping those two. It seems like I made the better choice out of all of them. I don't really feel like doing the math. Blah.
I just realized every single time I buy this card, I forget about it, and I don't use it to help me out. Every single time I buy this thing. Okay, so buying cards won't help me any. If I get obsessed...
I was going to actually get rid of one, because
you're going to get rid of one.
Do you have 6 coins worth? So if you bought Famous, but no, you can't buy Famous, I'm going to destroy Obsessed, because that's
fine. Okay, well, that's the only one I could buy.
Yeah, because the other ones...
It wouldn't help me any.
Yeah.
Because it would...
It'd have given you 2 victory points.
It gives you 2 victory points, but it also moves this.
Right, which means you would have lost anyways.
Which makes me lose 2 victory points. So there's no
So you're
point
not
to
buying
it.
anything.
So
All
I'll just get the coins, I guess.
All right. So now we're going to go to final scoring. Why don't you just keep your on yourself right here.
Okay.
Let's flip this over. We're going to move this up to here. All right, you ready? Let's start at strength. So we start at your attribute scores, and let's see if you hit them. So you're a total of only 9. So you failed on your strength, so no points. Dexterity, you're a total of 17, so you did hit dexterity. That gives you 2 victory points there. Next, you hit 14 on your constitution, so you were successful. You want to go ahead and walk them through instead of having me do it, sweetie? I don't want to steal your thunder here on adding up your score.
All right, next is intelligence, which is 17, and yes, I was successful. That's 3 points, so... You go to 8. Right.
7.
7? Oh, I was on 4. Okay. See, this is why you need to do it for me.
That's okay. I'll move it up
next
for you as you say it, okay?
Wisdom, which I did not get, obviously. That's what? It's 7, and I was supposed to get 15 or 16. Okay. So, charisma, we have 17, and 17, that's 3 more points.
Got it? Okay.
Woohoo!
Next, we'll go to your class colored dice.
Class colored dice, you get 1 point for each that matches your class color. I have 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay, that puts you at 14.
Okay, next is your alignment card, and that is this, right? And
3 more points.
3.
Got it.
I am chaotic neutral. Okay. Next is your backstory card. So, I think I did that.
You did
Let's see.
1.
I did.
2. You didn't get this one, because that needed to be purple.
Okay.
You got 3, 4, 5.
I got 5, so I got 3 points for that.
Got it. You're at 20.
That really stinks. Okay.
Armor.
Next is armor cards, which look at how pretty. I've got this. My guy's all dressed up.
Yes, you are.
All right, so that would be 2 cards, which is 3 points, plus 1 because I am black class.
4 total points.
4 points.
24.
And then these, I have 3 of them. That gives me 4 more points.
28 points. Okay.
Woo! Okay, what's next?
Last would be your trait
cards. I have proud, which just gives me 2 points.
30 points. This is the highest you've scored, honey.
Okay. I have no skill cards, so that gives me nothing.
Oh, wow. That would have given me 2.
All right. Gain 2 if either your intelligence or wisdom is 8 or less. Yes,
right.
I was extremely stupid and foolish.
So that does put you at 32. Is that it?
32. That is it.
All right, let's see what I got.
Woohoo!
Something tells me she got me this time.
I doubt
We'll
it.
see.
Your score is usually higher than that.
Yeah. Well, it usually is higher. You're right. Okay.
But you got that card, that horrible dog.
Right. You're right. So 6, 12, 17, plus 2, 18, 19. So I do get 3 points for my strength. Okay. You want to add it up? You want to move the marker? Okay. My dexterity is 11, 12, 13, 14, minus 2. So I did not get the 2 points for dexterity. Constitution, I am at 17. 2 points for that. Okay. So my intelligence is at 14. Perfect. 1 point for that. Okay. My wisdom is at 14. How did I forget to move that up one spot? Because I never could. So I missed on that.
Oh, no.
Then I'm 14 on charisma, so I do get 2 points for that. Next would be my character class dice. I got 6 of my same dice, so 6 points for that. So what does that put me at now?
14.
Okay. Alignment card. I get 1 point for my alignment card. My backstory card. I did not do very good on that. I did get 1, 2, 3, 4. I did get 4 of them, so I do get 3 points for that. Huh.
Yeah.
I didn't even realize I did that well, to be honest. All right. My armor cards. I get 2 points. My trait cards. This is where... okay. So gain 2 victory points if your character sheet has dice of all 7 possible colors. I did do that, so 2 points for that.
Woohoo!
And where am I at?
22.
Okay, well this is where the rubber meets the road. Gain 2 victory points for each attribute row with 3 of the same colored dice.
Wow.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
10 points.
Did I really do that 5 times? 10 points. I just tied you, didn't I? Holy crap, it did come to a tie! We just talked about that, didn't we? And this never happened. All right, we got to see what the tiebreaker is. We'll be right back. We had to go to the rule book. All right. The player with the most reputation stars wins. If there is a tie, the player with the most gold win. Okay. I have a total of 17 gold. Carmen?
8.
Man, what a game! I am still undefeated, but I tell you, that was
Close.
the absolute best game that we had picked. Oh my god, I cannot wait to get into our final thoughts. Woo! That was so
Wow.
We have never tied. That was amazing it came down to that. I hope so much that we played everything correctly, because that was such a phenomenal game experience.
Wow. You know what? If I would have just purchased this card,
One card.
it would have given me points
Yep.
with this one,
Yep.
and I would have won the game.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
it wouldn't have gone down to the tiebreaker.
You didn't have a single card to support your what is it called? No. Cunning. You didn't have a single card to support your cunning,
Yeah.
which gives you a point for every skill card that you acquire. Typically,
That 1 point would have made the difference. It would have made
it would have won the game for you. And I have had cunning almost every single game up until this point. That's probably why she bought it, because I had been scoring 2 up to 5 points with just that single card at the end
There
of the
were
game.
hardly any skill cards after I bought it that
Yeah.
came out, and then it was the end of the game. It was like, well, it's only going to be 1 point. And
But you know what? To be fair, my loyal card scored me 0 points too. Okay, so let's just not. It wasn't
that
just
loyal
you.
card is awful. I hate it.
Yeah, but I mean, it is 4 victory points, and that's a big deal
I bought it early in the game.
for something
and
you want to happen anyways. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, because there are other cards that give you points if you don't meet your goals.
I understand.
And then
that.
if you have that card, it just locks you in way too much.
It does.
When I had that card at the beginning of the game, it totally ruined my game. I actually got the 4 points, but I wasn't able to do anything else because of that.
Yeah, but at the same time, I mean, in this game, I had that card. It did give me a sense of direction. Now, I had 2 cards that were giving me a sense of direction. The one that was trying to tell me to line up 3 colors, and then the loyalty card. So I knew if I could try to get both of those to function and produce, that I was going to score a lot of points. One of them scored me a lot of points. The other one just flat out fell flat, unfortunately.
Now, I've had that loyal card twice, and, like I said, one time I actually got it to work. The other time, I didn't get any points from it. So
Yeah, this was a neat, and you know that last pull, thank goodness I was first player, and thank goodness I actually pulled a white die out of the bag, because if I would not have, I would not have been able to do the little trick I did.
Yeah,
Do you realize,
that is so unfair because I could not pull the colors out that I wanted.
well, the thing about it was, I knew based upon what my character's ability was that I would have a greater chance of trying to line up the same colors. I made the mistake of not paying attention of where I should line them up, though, initially, because I was just kind of, oh, well, I'll put this here and put that there. Now I need to pay attention, if you know, because that purple one was going to fulfill my backstory, so I had to have a purple one in that row, so I accidentally swapped. Carmen graciously allowed me to play that back because it was a goof on my part. But anyways, the point that I'm trying to make is that, you know, that those kind of cards, they give you a good sense of direction with the loyalty and with the trying to line up the three colors or try to, and in the game we played before this, I had it to where you had to try to line up 4 down in each column. And I did that in 2 columns. So I like those. I think that they give you a sense of, like I said, for the 3rd time, direction, so that you're not just trying to, well, I'll just place his here for no real random reason. Yeah, I got a reason for what I'm doing.
Another move, doesn't armor usually work for you? Usually
I
have points from armor?
I have done armor every single game. This is the first time that you started taking all the armor from me as well. You took my whatever that was. What was that called?
It was
that card there, cunning. You took cunning away from me, and you kept taking my armor away from me as well. I had to change my gameplay. I totally changed everything I did in this one, and that's why it was so exciting for me.
I pretty much change everything every game because I usually have a different
ability,
character, character set, whatever you call that.
A class.
Class, yeah. I usually have a different class each time, a different color, so different ability. So it's really different every time I play.
And I think that's just it. And why don't we just segue with that straight into our review? I love it. I absolutely love this game. I have played it 4 times now, and all I want to do is sit down and play it again and again and again. I've taught my friends. They enjoyed it. This game cost me like $45, $48, I think, when, you know, shipped to me from Miniature Market. Worth every penny. And it seemed like that was too much, like I overpaid. And at first I thought, God, all it is just some dice and some cards and some cardboard boards. And then I start playing and I'm like, oh man, no. This game's so much fun. It's totally worth it.
There's so many dice, though. I mean, that's a lot of dice.
That is a lot of dice.
That's a lot of dice.
But I've been having an absolute blast with this game. Now, let's segue into exactly why. You were talking about the classes.
Yes, each time you play, you have a different ability. You can even flip your card over if you...
So you could be a thief or a rogue.
Right. So after you choose your dice from the bag and you get your color... And, you know, you don't have to do it randomly if you keep getting the same over and over again.
We changed
you
because we didn't want to be the same people over and over.
Choose to change. Just take the ones out that you don't want. But you have a different ability. You even have the ability to flip your card over, not during the game, but at the beginning of the game, you get to choose which ability you want, and that changes things. And then you have a different backstory each time.
An attribute. Or not the attribute, the alignment.
The alignment is different each time, so it just, everything changes. And then, of course, the cards that you even have available in the market are going to change.
Unless it's a 4-player game, then you'll play with all the cards. Right. But when it's 2-player, it takes 7 out of the Tier 1 and the Tier 2. So you don't even know if all the armor cards are even in there at all. So, and that's what I want to.
But when you play with a 4-player, you're probably going to have somebody else going for the same armor anyway.
And you'll have people hate drafting just so that you can't get it, like what happened to me. That I still won. I want to make sure I point that out there. So hate draft, and I still won. I'm 4-0 in this game, and I'm feeling pretty confident. I'm like pretty cocky with the role player.
This is why he loves it.
Maybe that's why I like it so much. Role Player is the best game on this planet.
Best game ever.
Everybody should own Role Player.
And play against me, because I win.
No, but in all seriousness, that's just it. I like how the classes are different, and that will determine kind of what actions you're going to take. Because if you noticed, I mean, I didn't buy a whole lot of cards. I kept trying to take advantage of what cards I did and tried to maximize that with my class ability by taking an attribute action by just discarding a card. Not only was I collecting gold, but at the same time, time I was taking advantage, what was most important was the attribute. 10 points that card scored me because of that. And you figure at a 32 points scored between us, that was a third of my points, one card.
And that's
huge,
why you won.
Huge advantage.
Also, because you had all that gold.
Yes, and that ended up being the tiebreaker. So,
yeah,
taking advantage of your class ability and trying to make sure that you utilize that the best that you possibly can, really, that's how you're going to win the game. The first game I played, I can't remember, I'd say Warrior, I believe I was. And every time I bought an armor card, there was something that triggered. Now I can't remember, and it's going to drive me crazy.
But like I said, even if you have the same class ability, the game's going to change because you might get something like Loyal at the beginning of the game, which will give you a totally different goal.
It would allow me again to take a Constitution action, which would allow me to change a pip up or down on a die. So that's
nice.
Once again, that's a big deal because it's allowing you to try to hit all your attributes, and taking advantage of that is a big deal. So the very first game I played, of course, people hate drafted against me with my armor. Not only did they see I was collecting it, but they knew I was utilizing my class ability at the same time. A lot of strategy goes into this game, and man, it sure does make it a lot of fun. Now, the first few times we played, it was really burning up our brain, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, there are a lot of decisions to make, and there's a lot of math. There are some cards that allow you to make your class color one pip more on your, but you have to remember that. Yeah. Also, on your board, it will give you +2 or -2 in certain categories, and I messed that up in this game, and I had to change it at the last minute. That was one thing that was a big mistake of mine. I basically had to take a whole turn to change that because I forgot that it was +2. So here I had 18, think I'm, sweet, it's great.
Are you talking about the game before this?
I thought it was during this game that I had
Nope,
+2.
you played human. You don't have any things on yours.
Well, it must have been the game before this then. But yeah, I had to take a whole turn because I forgot the +2 was on there.
Yeah, and she would have went over her hit because you have to either hit the number unless it has the plus, then you're allowed to exceed it.
Yeah, sometimes you have to have that exact number of pips, and I did, but I had the +2, and so I had to do it over again. So there's a lot of math during the entire thing with cards that might change your pips.
So, final thoughts. Did I buy a good game?
It is a good game. Yes.
Did I make a good, wise purchase?
It really has a Euro feel to it, to tell you the truth. The only thing that would make it better is if at the end...
I know what she's going to say.
We get to actually use the characters that we built in some kind of grand battle. That would be cool.
So, expansion idea.
Yeah.
We each draw a random boss, we flip it up in front of us, and we see if we can beat it for extra victory points at the very end. There you go! Awesome. A little mini expansion. We just gave you a brilliant idea. Now, please deliver that to us, please. Because I do agree, that would be a lot of fun to be able to see who can even last the longest, Just keep flipping them up and you keep getting victory points.
It just, it doesn't necessarily have to add victory points to your first game.
I want victory points.
It could be like a separate little game. Like, okay, now you won role player, and now we're going to use our characters,
What is it going to be, consolation player? Because I already won role player. I don't need to win more. I'm already strutting around.
I guess if it's an expansion, you have your choice of whether you want to do it or not.
Whatever. Hey, I think it's a phenomenal game. Highly recommend this one, guys. I tell you, like I said, I didn't think there was much value to this game when I first opened the box, but the play of this game, it just makes it all up. You will play this game over and over and over, and you'll just keep wanting to try to do a little bit better each time.
It's like a Euro game with dice, only it has a unique theme, lots of math.
You got to see if you can beat my score. My highest score so far is 42 points. I actually flipped a little scorecard. I was really proud of that. So if you've beaten 42 points, post it below, and hey, come on, man.
With proof.
Well, you don't have to give me proof. Just tell me what you scored and tell me what your class was. I'd be really excited to hear that. So anyways, we hope you guys enjoyed this video. Look for more to come later on. We do really love this game. Highly recommend it. And we appreciate you watching.
Bye-bye.